Now in row number 1 alongside Eric, we will find Bruce Roby. Roby will start outside that number 9 car. In the second row, Jim Mahoney on the inside, and Johnny Parsons, what a great drive he had in the heat race. He'll start outside row 2. In the third row, your two fastest qualifiers, Steve Butler, a 4-time sprint car champion. Fast qualifier, Jim Keeker, if he can pull it off, an extra $4,000 from wins. In the fourth row, Wayne Hammond out of Florida, Robbie Stanley, defending national titleist. In the fifth row, on the inside, Jeff Bloom alongside Tony Stewart, the youngster who just won his initial sprint car feature 1 week ago. Then it's Jeff Bloom, or make that Rocky Hodges, and a former champion Tom Bigelow in row 6. In the seventh row, on the inside, Chip Thomas. Outside, car 55N is Thomas Nichols. We find in row 8, Tice Carlson and Donnie Adams. The ninth row, on the inside, Russ Gamester, a former midget champion. Gary Cameron, the World of Outlaws veteran, outside in 3C. The 10th row, Peter Casalino out of Connecticut. And Bob Seelman in 74 once again to the top of the cage in the front row with Eric Gordon.
This ought to be a good ride with Eric Gordon starting up front, because he is fast, but he wasn't quite as fast as he should have been in that last semi-feature.
Well, Johnny Parsons certainly gave us a thrill in that heat race that he was in, and the dice for the lead. He'll start back there in the second row, and we had some comments from JP earlier this evening.
I had so much fun racing with Rich Vogler, and a lot of guys didn't appreciate Rich like I did, but we learned to respect each other, and we went miles and miles, dirt track, pavement track, slide jobs, our wheels right in between each other's wheelbase both ways, and we'd slap each other on the back after the race, and some of my most memorable times, and I really miss Rich Vogler as today.
Well, all of us miss Rapid Rich, who lost his life 2 years ago at the Salem Speedway in a race, unfortunately, that we were televising that night, as the fans are now standing, and they are waving their hats, their purses, their programs, anything they can find as the drivers return the salute. And we are about to go racing here from Indianapolis Raceway Park. Larry Rice in the cockpit of a race car. You're ready to go racing. Your thoughts?
Well, you're just concentrating very hard on getting into the first corner and doing everything you can to gain positions, but do it safely. You're trying to anticipate, especially if you're farther back in the field, what the guys in front of you are going to do. You're trying to go through your mind which guys are running good, which guys are running bad, and what might happen on the start.
Out in California, we talked about the Kara Hendrick Memorial Scholarship Fund. There's also one that has been established for Rich Vogler to perpetuate his memory. And, of course, a lot of guys really respected his work in the cockpit of a race car. A most versatile driver, a 5-time midget champion, a 2-time sprint car champion. And we're about to go racing now as we prepare for 30 laps of USAC sprint car competition on the 13-degree banking from Indianapolis Raceway Park. Eric Gordon brings them off the corner, and he grabs the lead into turn 1.
That was another very, very good start, but look at Jim Mahoney. He came from that second row down on the inside and grabbed the second position. Did a nice job getting around Bruce Roby as he went into that corner.
We saw Mahoney come from the back of the pack to win his heat race. He rides in second position right now, and back a few cars would be Keeker. But remember, Keeker has the advantage of a lighter car. He can conserve the rubber.
Of course, that's JP running in third position. Boys, everybody ducking at home. I hope so. I am.
JP back there in that white number 0. The Phil Walker, Jesse Plummer entry, and that's the top 3 right there. Gordon, Mahoney, and Parsons.
Already you can see Mahoney getting a little bit loose going through the corner. He lost a lot of ground in that corner. The back end got out from under him going into the corner, and he was trying to catch up with it all the way through. Parsons got right on him, and he lost a lot of ground to the leader.
Well, Parsons now takes a look to the inside, and there is Stanley and Keeker as we go back to that battle for second. Mahoney in the red number 1, and now back to the white 69. I can't keep up with him.
Yeah, that's
Butler.
That was Butler that just blew by Roby going through that corner. Right behind him are Keeker and Stanley, both now trying to get around Bruce Roby and move on up in the field.
Tom Bigelow fans will be sad to hear that Tom has pulled off the racetrack. He's in the pit. Whoa, he has to climb on the binders there. Parsons got real low. Taking a look at the inside of Mahoney. Could not make that slide job work.
JP is running very good. He's running faster than Mahoney is, but he couldn't make that slide job stick. As you said, he didn't get up far enough, and when he had to get on the brakes and get the car a little bit sideways, but he kept it straight enough to keep going.
Well, you watch the single file procession down the backstretch, but out to a big lead right now. Almost a half straightaway as we take a look at Bob Seelman. Is the number 6 car of Gordon. Eric Gordon out in front. Mahoney is still second. Parsons is still third.
That's right, and I think that Butler is beginning to catch Parsons a little bit. He's out of our picture right there, but he's catching him. Here he comes into the corner. See how hard he came in? And look right behind him. That's the yellow car of Jim Kinker, I believe, that's just got around Bruce Roby. And then Bruce Roby's in the next white car, and of course Robbie Stanley in the other yellow car.
Kinker started 6th. He is up to 5th right now. Tucks in behind 69 car of Butler. Now remember, that car has a 200-pound weight advantage because it's utilizing fewer cubic inches in the V6 configuration. It's easier on tires, but right now it looks like they need a yellow to bunch that pack up because Gordon's gone.
That's right. That V6 has a 200 pounds lighter. It has 100 cubic inches less. That's the reason they give it a little bit of a weight break. And usually you see the real advantage, as we said before, later in the race. But he seems to be running very, very well right now. Both of them are creeping up on John Parsons.
And Parsons has not lost contact with Mahoney. About 5, 6, 7 car lengths between those two. We've completed 8 laps. This is a 30-lap event. They have caught up to Parsons now.
I think that Parsons, ever since he tried that slide job on Jim Mahoney and didn't make it, that race car has been a little bit loose. Ever since he got in there, got the race car loose, got that tire a little bit hot, he's been falling steadily back a little bit. And look at this
Take a look at
lead.
the interval now between 1st and 2nd. There is Gordon, and we'll pan off to the right. And look at the gap between 1st and 2nd. There's Mahoney in 2nd. Great battle for 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
Yeah, this is the real battle, Gary. Back here where Kinker is now working on Butler. Butler's trying to get up there and get around Parsons. And Stanley is still stuck back there. He's the 5th car, the last car in your picture there, trying to get around Bruce Roby.
Stanley, the other yellow car, the yellow number 1. Now 10 laps complete. There's a look at 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. Down this long back stretch to the 13-degree banking. You talk about banking next week at Winchester, 34-degree banking. The sparks will fly.
And very, very fast.
Incredibly quick at Winchester.
And they're running pretty doggone fast here. These race cars are running about 125 miles an hour down the straightaway. Here we see Stanley again. He tried to get under Roby. He couldn't quite pull it off. The race car got a little wiggly as he got down there under. And he had to pull back up in line.
That's the car he'll run on pavement, but he is still looking for a ride for dirt. It's going to be tough for him to defend that title if he's bouncing around from car owner to car owner.
Every race car here, for some reason, seems to be a little bit loose tonight. It seems like everybody out here has got the back end wiggling around on the race cars. They haven't got the back end stuck. Most of the time when you come to a racetrack like this, you might like to have a slight push in the race car. But most of the guys seem to be a little bit loose here tonight.
Once again, a look at Bruce Roby, the white number 9, and the yellow number 1 of Robbie Stanley. And I'll tell you what, if these guys want a shot at victory, it's going to take a yellow flag to bunch this field up. There, Parsons has gotten around for 2nd position. A change in position. Johnny Parsons moves to 2nd, but still a big gap between 1st and 2nd. A straightaway lead now for Eric Gordon.
Parsons did a real slick job of getting around him. Pulled down in there, just took his time, sized him up, and went on around him. Now Butler's trying to do the same thing.
There's a look at your leader. That is Eric Gordon, but he has a straightaway advantage. We pull out and look at the gap. There is 2nd place. 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th right there in your picture. That is Parsons in the white 0, then Mahoney in the red number 1, then Butler in the white 69, and the yellow 26 is Kinker.
Watch the back end wavering a little bit on that car Parsons. All those cars seem to be having the back end waver just a little bit, slick, wiggle around. And that's not really the fastest way around a racetrack. You want the race car to stay as straight as possible, as smooth as possible to really be fast.
16 laps now complete, 14 laps to go as we watch Johnny Parsons in that Goldfinger Lounge number 0, and right behind him the Aristocrat Product Special at red number 1 is Mahoney.
Mahoney, look at him get down the straightaway. He must have a great engine, that thing. That thing really gets down the straightaway. Butler cannot get into the corner fast enough to give him a slide job. Mahoney's hustling that thing into the corner, but it seems like he's losing ground coming off. That's where Butler seems to be making his big gains coming off the corner. He's going to try to get on the inside of him and see if he can just stay up with him coming off the corner. Nope, can't do it. Just too fast. He has to pull right back up.
Whatever became of that racing line he had a couple of years ago when he cut the grass?
Well, that was when they first started racing out here, Gary, and everybody's running a heck of a lot faster now than they were back then. They were all
heavy traffic for Gordon. Excuse me, Larry. Heavy traffic as he's trying to get through. Dave, what do you think of this competition?
This guy, Eric Gordon, has never lost his focus here tonight. You wonder how a guy who got 2nd in the semi, on paper the 18th fastest car, can go out here and blitz the field like this. He knew when he qualified 6th that he was in the driver's seat. If he made the feature, he was going to start right up front. So all night long, they kept their focus on this moment. They didn't panic when they didn't win the heat race. In fact, didn't even transfer out of the heat. He didn't panic when he was chasing Jeff Bloom in the semi. He knew he was gone in the main event if they could get that car right. Great night's work for Eric Gordon.
10 laps to go, a straightaway advantage. There's the best battle of the evening right there for third position.
Well, I'll tell you what, Butler just about got into him right there, and when he just about did, he let Keeker have a shot at him on the underside, but Keeker couldn't go on around. As he was talking about Eric Gordon there just a while ago, Eric Gordon, he's exactly right. Eric Gordon learned a lot from that semi. You notice that car, we were watching it earlier, wasn't throwing the sparks like it was in the semi. So he learned, he got the car ready for the main, and that's why he's way out in front right now.
But it ain't over till it's over. We've seen that so many times this season on the Thunder, and we still have about 8 laps to go. And despite the big lead, anything can happen because right now your leader has to work traffic.
These 4 cars are running almost identical speeds. Doesn't seem to be anybody that's got a big advantage. Here we can see, though, Butler, just as I say that, Butler pulls down to the inside of Mahoney. Mahoney's not going to let him have the racetrack, though. He makes him work for it. He's got to run in there harder than Mahoney. No, he can't do it. It's going to be very difficult for him to run down. Oh, Mahoney
made it, though. He made it, though. Even though Mahoney had the momentum on the high side, he made it stick.
Boy,
an engine is about to go. This could bring out a yellow. This could change the complexion of this race.
That thing's blowing oil. They're never let him run like that, Gary. When you get oil on a racetrack out here like this, you're going to cause everybody a lot of trouble. Mahoney knows that. He's not going to go up there and try to go around him because he sees that oil coming out. He knows the black flag has got to come out for him.
Bill Carey looks him over, and the black flag is being displayed. But if he's throwing oil on the racetrack, notice the gap now behind that car. Nobody wants to run close to it.
Well, plus the fact that oil's on the racetrack, so Mahoney can't run as fast as he is. With all that oil all over the racetrack, Mahoney's the first guy that runs through it. So he's getting more oil than anybody else, so that's the reason he's falling back.
5 laps to go, and he's being given a motion to move out of the way, get out of the groove. You can see us waving and helping him along there behind him in the broadcast booth. Continues to spew the oil on the racetrack, the smoke out of the rear of that 69 car.
Well, when you're in that position and you're not sure who it's for, you don't want to pull in. I mean, you're running real fast. You're up front. You're going to run second in this race. And until you're absolutely sure that flag is for you, you're not going to pull the inside of the racetrack.
He's out of the groove now and headed for the pit area. And we could go flag to flag, green. We could have a new track record here this evening. The old track record was set here last year by Eric Gordon. He could break his own track record of over 110 miles an hour.
See how much looser Eric Gordon got all of a sudden? Why? Because there's oil on the racetrack. The oil is all over that racetrack now, so it's slicker for everybody out there. The lap times are going to fall. Look at him fighting that thing now. How smooth he was the whole race. He was nice and smooth and neat. Everything looked under control. Now then, with all that oil out there, it's much tougher. Look how loose he is. Right.
He's on a skating rink out there right now.
Yes, he dumped a lot of oil when he was out there, Butler did, all over the racetrack.
Fourth. Or third, race for third. Mahoney is third, and there is Keeker on the inside in that yellow 26. He is fourth.
It might actually give the inside groove a little better chance now because the oil is probably on the outside groove and makes the inside groove a little better. But look, I think he got oil all over the racetrack because Keeker, even on the inside groove, was sliding all over the place.
White flag, 1 lap to go for Eric Gordon. He pulls up behind. Oh, he slides up behind Bruce Roby. He's having some difficulty now lapping Roby, but look how he slides off the corner. A half lap to go. Back inside the cockpit with the CarQuest cage cam. Through turn 3. Look at Roby slide up in front of him. Hang on.
Well, he's getting pretty
excited. Look at Roby.
He's getting pretty excited for the last lap.
And there's the checkered flag. He can't take the hand off the wheel to salute because he's slipping and sliding down the front straightaway. Flag to flag win for Eric Gordon. We'll come back and check if it's a new track record. As we look from the CarQuest cage cam, we can tell you it's a new track record. And for your nearest CarQuest Auto Parts store, dial 1-800-492-PART. We certainly thank CarQuest for giving us a chance to ride along with our winner with that new track record. And here he is in victory lane, Dave.
Okay. Eric Gordon has just broken the track record. Congratulations to you. When you got the point lead and you got him by the throat, squeeze, go out and win the race. Congratulations.
Thanks. I'm very fortunate. We had a good car and a good crew. We tried something right before the B feature, a kind of experiment. We went back with what we qualified. I got to thank Print Express, Print Communications, Valvoline, for putting up with me. I mean, it's been a long drought, and they've been real patient, and I'm just glad I could carry the camera for them tonight and show everybody at home what it's like to win.
You did a great job. Congratulations, man. We're out of time. We'll be back to wrap it up here from Indianapolis Raceway Park. Eric Gordon wins it, sets the new track record in the process. We go green for 30 laps. We'll be right back.